Hello, and welcome to 321 Philosophy is Fun, the world's first philosophy-themed cooking show. I'm Dana, your host, and also the world's only cooking show host who apparently doesn't own an apron. For this new series, I will be consuming a ton of philosophy-themed content in the form of articles, podcasts, and videos. I'll be letting all of these big ideas stew a little bit and then condensing it down and representing it to you as a fresh new meal, literally and figuratively. Because the topics that I will be discussing are varied and numerous, I have developed my very own, not yet trademarked, 3-2-1 method. 3 main themes, 2 new questions, and 1 actionable takeaway. This week, I will be setting the table, literally and figuratively, for the rest of the month by answering the question, what is philosophy and how does it apply to entrepreneurship and business? Theme number 1, we actually don't really know what philosophy is. Rather, 52 philosophers who were all asked that question seemed unable to agree on one set definition. A main theme that emerged was the process of asking questions about how the world works and the way things are in terms of challenging those things and seeing if we can live better lives based on those questions and assumptions. That is theme number 1. Theme number 2, we actually don't know a lot about a lot of things. From people being unaware of their own paralysis to humans in general thinking that leeches were a really great way of healing diseases, humans are great at being unaware of how wrong we are about a lot of different things. Therefore, we need to always be asking ourselves questions and being open to challenges from other people, because just because we think we're right doesn't automatically mean that we are right. Just because somebody challenges us doesn't mean that they're right either, but we should all be willing to take some time to question and understand why we believe what we believe. Theme number 3, philosophy is tied to entrepreneurship in that if philosophy is asking questions about the way things are in an effort to have a better understanding of the world, entrepreneurship is the action after that, creating that better world based on those questions. These are our 3 main themes of the week. After digesting these themes for a little bit, I have some new questions. Question number 1, who determines the most important questions? One philosopher mentioned that philosophy was all about asking the most important questions, but who determines them? Are they different from person to person, or are there absolute, the most important questions that are the same for people everywhere? Question number 2 is, at what point does even a useful hypothetical question cease to be useful? If hypothetical questions are unrealistic situations used to isolate one intellectual or moral dilemma in an attempt to come to a conclusion about that issue without tying in all of the extra baggage from real life that makes those questions hard, at what point does the fact that we're removing it from its natural context eliminate the usefulness of that hypothetical question in the first place? That is question number 2. And last but not least, our actionable takeaway. This is the part that ties together philosophy to entrepreneurship, or real life, or just being human in general. What are we going to do about the questions we ask and the ideas that we discuss? And this one is a nice tall glass of something you don't agree with. This week, I challenge you and myself to read an article that you know ahead of time you're not going to agree with. Afterwards, give yourself 5 minutes to really process and consider the other side's argument and how it applies to what you believe. Does it bring up new questions for you that you hadn't thought of before, or does it make you believe what you already believed even stronger? Either way, whatever conclusion you come to, what are you going to do about it? That is your practical application of the week. So, the table is set, literally and figuratively. The foundation is laid for the rest of the month. The rest of these topics will hopefully make some sense based on what we know about philosophy and setting the table. Make sure to come back next week for when we start to dig into the real meat and potatoes of what this month is all about. Happy questioning!